All right, now I got Will Eggleston. He's the attack coach of first grade, and after 44 points, 5 tries today, mate, you've got to be happy.
Yeah, happy-ish. It was a pretty good performance away from home. We spoke in the week about coming here and really sort of making a statement and playing to silence them a little bit. And we did that in patches. The first 15 minutes was probably the best rugby we've played, adding the trials and the first game into it. So yeah, overall, but we can definitely still get better.
So what's the difference today? Because when we did the trial against them, I didn't think we were that sharp, and today we weren't blunt, but we weren't super sharp.
Yeah. I think probably a little bit of cohesion now. So that was sort of 3-4 weeks ago. So those guys have had that time to train together and just get those that cohesion and learn how each other play. And you saw that out there today.
And when you're coaching blokes, how do you get that cohesion? Because Porchy, he comes into the team this week.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of blokes who get injured. So what do you actually do behind the scenes without giving away the secret sauce? How do you get that cohesion?
We at the club, we're really big on coaching deep. So our third grade guys are just a hamstring off the bone away from being on our bench. So they've got to make sure that we know everything, and that's on us as coaches. Make sure that everybody down the club knows everything from first grade down. So someone like Porchy can sort of seamlessly fit in after 2 weeks, try a week and a half of training. So it's pretty easy.
Mate, I thought the line speed today from both the forwards and the backs was outstanding. Yeah. We talked about that with Huey Sinclair earlier, but it was just phenomenal the way they got up and not just made the tackle, but then had a second effort there.
Yeah, we're pretty big on it. We just, we're pretty big on defending our own line there, and we sort of take it to heart if people breach us through the middle. So, we just put a really big emphasis on it, and therefore you're going to have that second effort.
And what are your thoughts on some of the new players that have come in, both in fourth grade all the way through to first grade, but probably looking at ones and twos, some of the new blokes that have showed up this year, maybe in the backs? Is there anyone that's sort of standing out for you?
Yeah, we've had a fair few guys sort of come up and into the group. A few guys come from outside in. So, again, the thing for us is just making sort of a simple attack policy that those guys sort of fit in. We're not really about one player or two players making the difference in terms of pulling rabbits out of hats. It's how do those guys fit into the 15 guys on the field trying to beat the team. So that's what we try to do, is just make it easy for those guys coming in or coming up. If it's a Colt comes up, they do exactly the same role as the other person. So we just give them that clarity that they can go out there and do that role effectively.
Jack Lindsay's really progressed well. Probably a bit rusty, he would admit, even in the trials initially, getting used to Aussie footy.
Yeah.
He's played at 10, he's played at 13, and he's naturally a 12.
Yeah.
He's going okay?
Yeah, he's going all right, isn't he? Be pretty happy with his form at the moment. Like you say, it's more so, we had a few injuries and a little bit in that trial period, so it was more so a case of, for the back end of the year, saying if we do get those injuries again, let's say the back end of the season, who can fill that gap, or who can do a job here, or who would be confident in this role here, and that's what the trial period is about for us. We know that he can cover that position now, and now it's probably time for him to go back to where he's comfortable, and like I said before, get that cohesion. And
Reece Marr again played a couple of different positions for us.
Yeah.
Played all right today again at fullback.
Yeah, he did well. He's
good with some space, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very good with some space. He's he's sort of got his knees sorted now. When he first came to the club, 2016, he was struggling with his knees and had to dip in and out of sessions, which just meant he couldn't really get a rolling start. And now he's managed to do that. We're seeing the dividends.
And the other one I want to mention from the backs particularly is Nathan Russell.
Yeah.
Wow, hasn't he come on leaps and bounds since last year?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know, you weren't here last year.
It's my first go coaching him. So, he's a good, he's another one of those, he's a good kid in the back line there. And, we work hard as a group, and we put a lot on ourselves as a group of backs for the team, and he's another one of those kids that he's come into the system. His role is very, very clear on what he's got to do, and he just goes 100% at it. It's great to see.
And Will, you weren't here last year. You went off to the dark side for a year, and you're back to the good blokes this year. What's it like coming back to North? Did you bring new learnings back, or was it like, actually what we're doing is pretty good? What's it like being back?
It was good for me. That I think, North is, and the players and the people are infectious. So it's good to be back. But I think, it's a lot of the lads that were here when I was here anyway are still here. So they know me and I know them really well,
Yeah.
and how to get the best out of them. And then the guys that have come in when I wasn't here last year, so Dave Hennaways and Sam Giltrap, Nathan Russell for one. It's just about bringing them all together, and again, it's that word I bang on about, is cohesion. These guys having time together, and again, just making the plan really, really simple, because simplicity promotes speed, and like you saw out there in the first 15 minutes, we were just too fast.
Does that come back to our S&C? Is Scully doing a good job with them, keeping them fit?
He is, but that instance isn't down to that. It's more so just around, everybody on the same hymn sheet. Therefore, everybody knows where they've got to be, what their role is. They've got complete clarity in their role, so you can do it. There's no grey area, so that you can just do it at 100% of your speed and your capacity. And if there's a little bit of a grey area and you don't know what you're doing, there's the hesitation. Therefore, there's the pass just slightly behind you or slightly over your shoulder. So we're really pushing for that this year.
Mate, next week, Manly, big game, home game.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get with Manly, other than a good, hard, physical game, don't you?
Yeah, they're a good side. Again, they've got some good individuals, and they've got some guys who can really punish you if you're not up to the task. And the good thing for us is that we're at home, North Sydney Oval, and we've got to defend the land there, and we've got to take it to them. I think, like I said today, we're probably scored 44 points away from home, bonus point. So before the game, I'd have snapped your hand off for that. Yeah. But in terms of reviewing it now, we're probably 7.5 out of 10, and we got that result. So we'll go back and look at a few things. We left probably 3 tries out there today, but we've got to get better.
And there's a lot of people watching either live now or they'll be watching over the course of the week. How important is it to the players that at North Sydney Oval we have a whole bunch of supporters there cheering on the red and black?
It's huge. Home advantage is massive, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest reason for it, is having those guys cheering for you. And you get those pockets in a game where you'll just get sort of 10-15 seconds maybe just to actually step back in a game and actually look around and see what's happening, and to see your supporters there in red and blacks, it's huge. It's sort of that 16th man type thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Well, mate, thanks a lot for joining us after the game today. It's a great win. Congratulations. Does that put us on top of the table? For and against is pretty good for us, but we had that bye. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we'll just keep winning. Keep winning. That's our focus. Not necessarily about where we are on the ladder. It's just next week, and trying to win at home again. Thanks, Will. So we'll look forward to seeing everybody North Sydney Oval next week v Manly. Catch you guys next week.